Have you ever caught yourself pushing off your knees just to get up from a chair? Or felt like climbing the stairs takes as much effort as lifting weights? Maybe you've noticed that even walking across your living room sometimes throws off your balance. If that sounds familiar and you're over 60, you're definitely not alone. Most people think these changes are just a normal part of aging. But here's the truth. What you're experiencing could actually be one of the earliest signs of age-related muscle loss, also known as sarcopenia. And the tricky thing about it, it sneaks up on you, no pain, no swelling, until one day, something simple like standing up starts feeling like a chore. Here's the good news. This isn't permanent, and it's not hopeless. Research shows that your leg strength can actually bounce back within days, not months, days. No need for intense workouts or expensive therapies. All it takes is giving your body the 3 essential vitamins it's probably been missing. In this video, we're going to break down which vitamins matter most for your legs, how deficiencies make them feel weak and heavy, and how to combine them safely and effectively for a real turnaround. I'll also show you a simple but powerful vitamin routine that many people skip, but it really works. Alright, let's start with the big picture. After you hit 60, your body starts going through changes. Your bones become more fragile. Blood doesn't flow as efficiently. And muscle, especially in your legs, begins to weaken. The strange part is, even if you're eating well and feeling okay otherwise, your legs are often the first place where weakness shows up. According to the American Geriatric Society, people over 60 lose about 1 to 3% of their muscle mass each year. That means within 5 years, you could lose up to 15% of your leg strength and not even realize it's happening. Why does this happen? There are 3 major reasons. Vitamin deficiencies. As we age, our digestion becomes less efficient. Our stomach produces less acid, which means we absorb fewer nutrients like vitamin D, B12, and others essential for muscle function and nerve signaling. Poor blood circulation. Slower blood flow means your legs don't get as much oxygen or nutrients. The result? You feel tired faster, get frequent cramps, and feel like your legs are dragging bricks. Less movement. As we grow older, we tend to walk less or avoid stairs. But without movement, our leg muscles shrink and weaken. And even if you do stay active, your muscles can't rebuild properly if they're missing the right nutrients. So, what can you do? Replenishing those 3 critical vitamins can help restore leg strength and balance fast. Let's go through them one by one, starting with a major player, vitamin D3. Vitamin D3, the power switch for your legs. Vitamin D3 isn't just another supplement. It's like flipping the switch that powers your entire neuromuscular system. Think of it like the main circuit breaker in your body. It controls how well your bones, nerves, and muscles communicate and function together. Here's the problem. Once you're over 60, your body stops making enough D3. Your skin gets thinner. Your liver and kidneys process it more slowly. Plus, many seniors spend less time in the sun, which is the main way our bodies naturally produce D3. When that happens, things start to break down slowly. Your legs feel heavier. Your steps become slower. And the most dangerous part, you start losing your balance. All because your body is silently running low on a vitamin it needs every single day. So why is D3 so crucial? Yes, it helps your body absorb calcium for stronger bones. But that's just the beginning. D3 also helps your muscle fibers contract properly, allows your nerves to send signals smoothly, prevents muscle breakdown over time. When you don't get enough D3, your muscles feel weak and sluggish, kind of like an old, overpacked suitcase. Signs of D3 deficiency. If you're unsure whether you might be low on D3, here are some things to look for. Leg weakness, especially when climbing stairs, feeling exhausted after standing or walking. Nighttime leg cramps, joint pain in hips, knees or heels, trouble turning quickly or maintaining balance. Mood changes. difficulty sleeping, or general irritability. Any of these could be early signs that your D3 tank is running low. What does the science say? Let's get into the facts. Researchers at the University of Birmingham found that people over 65 who took 800 IU of D3 daily for just 5 days improved their leg strength by an average of 19%. That's within a week. A Chinese study saw similar results. Seniors who took D3 and did light exercise regained better balance and leg power. And a Harvard study found that older adults low in D3 were 40% more likely to fall or need hospitalization. That's a strong message. Vitamin D3 doesn't just protect your bones, it protects your independence. How does it work? When your D3 levels are in a healthy range, here's what happens. Your body absorbs calcium better, new muscle fibers form more easily, muscle contraction becomes smoother, inflammation goes down, joint movement becomes less painful and more fluid. In short, it reawakens muscles that have been slowing down for years. How much should you take? For healthy adults over 60, 800 to 1,000 IU per day. If you've had falls or show signs of weakness, 1,500 to 2,000 IU per day. Take it in the morning or early afternoon, after a meal that includes some fat like eggs, salmon, or olive oil for better absorption. Don't take it at night, since D3 can sometimes make it harder to sleep. Can you get enough from food? Not easily. Here's what you'd have to eat. 100 grams of fish, like salmon, about 500 IU, 1 egg, only 40 IU, a glass of fortified milk, around 100 IU. To get even 1,000 IU daily, you'd need to eat quite a bit of fish, eggs, and dairy every single day. That's why a supplement is often the best option, especially for seniors. Who should consider a D3 supplement immediately? Anyone over 60 who spends little time outdoors. If you've fallen recently or feel unsteady. If you've been diagnosed with osteoporosis or joint pain. If you follow a mostly plant-based diet, low in fish and dairy. A word of caution: D3 is safe for most people, but don't overdo it. Taking more than 4,000 IU a day long-term could cause side effects like headaches, nausea, constipation, or even kidney stones due to high calcium levels. Some may experience irregular heartbeats. Stick with the right dose and monitor your levels, especially if you're on medication or managing a condition. That's vitamin D3, your body's restart button for balance, coordination, and muscle strength. Up next, how vitamin B12 brings clarity and control back to your legs and nerves. Let's move on to the second powerhouse in your muscle recovery toolkit. Vitamin B12, also known as the brain-to-muscle connection vitamin. Most people associate B12 with memory and energy. And while that's true, what often gets overlooked is how essential it is for keeping your legs steady, your movements smooth, and your reflexes sharp. Why? Because B12 is critical for healthy nerve function. It helps your brain send fast, accurate signals to your muscles, especially the ones in your legs. Without enough B12, that connection weakens. Think of it like trying to make a phone call with a frayed cord. The message doesn't get through clearly, and everything gets fuzzy. So what happens when your B12 is low? You might start to feel tingling, burning, or numbness in your feet, legs that feel heavy or asleep, a strange disconnect, like your legs aren't responding when you want them to, trouble balancing, even when walking on flat ground, the need to hold onto furniture or walls while walking. These are classic signs that your nerves are missing the support they need. Now, here's where it gets tricky. These symptoms often show up gradually. A lot of older adults just assume they're slowing down due to age. But in reality, their body is sending a clear signal. B12 levels are too low. Why is B12 deficiency so common after 60? There are two main reasons. 1. Poor absorption. As we get older, our stomachs naturally produce less acid. That makes it harder to extract B12 from food. If you take acid-reducing medications like omeprazole or ranitidine, it becomes even more difficult. 2. Diet. B12 is only found naturally in animal products: meat, fish, eggs, dairy. So if you eat less meat or follow a plant-heavy diet, you're more at risk. Even if your diet is decent, your body may still have trouble absorbing enough. This explains why B12 deficiency is shockingly widespread in seniors and often undiagnosed. What does the science say? Let's look at the research. A study out of Oxford University followed adults over 65 and found that those with low B12 levels walked more slowly, had significantly worse balance, were more than twice as likely to fall within the next year. In another clinical trial published in the Journal of Gerontology, seniors were given 1,000 micrograms, 1 milligram, of B12 daily for 8 weeks. The results? Improved stability and coordination, less numbness in the legs, faster reflexes, clearer thinking, and mood boost. It's not just about walking. B12 plays a big role in how you feel, how fast you react, and how confident you are on your feet. How? B12 helps your body. Here's what vitamin B12 does behind the scenes. Builds the protective sheath around your nerves, so signals travel faster and more accurately. Boosts red blood cell production, which delivers more oxygen to your muscles, helps generate energy inside your muscle cells, keeps your balance system and reflexes sharp. If D3 is the system reboot, B12 is the messenger that makes sure every part of your body gets the memo. When your B12 levels are healthy, your movements feel more fluid, your feet respond when you tell them to, and you feel more in control. Who's most at risk? You should especially consider checking your B12 levels if you are over 60. Regularly take acid reducers like Prilosec or Nexium. Eat less meat or follow a vegetarian diet. Take metformin or have type 2 diabetes, suffer from digestive issues like EBS or gastritis. Drink alcohol frequently, have had weight loss surgery or GI surgery. Any of these factors make it harder for your body to absorb or retain enough B12. Overlooked symptoms. Some people never feel the classic numbness or tingling. Instead, they might notice clumsiness or dropping things, foot pain, or a strange buzzing feeling, frequent headaches, constant fatigue, even after a full night's rest, slight forgetfulness or brain fog. These subtle symptoms are easy to ignore, but they're actually your body waving a red flag. The sooner you address them, the faster you can recover. How much B12 should you take? For adults over 60, a daily dose of 500 to 1,000 micrograms, 0.5 to 1.0 milligrams, of methylcobalamin, the active form of B12, is both safe and effective. Why methylcobalamin? Because your body doesn't need to convert it, it can use it right away. That's especially helpful for seniors, since the body's ability to convert B12 slows with age. You can find B12 in sublingual tablets, dissolve under your tongue, sprays, chewables, standard tablets and capsules for best absorption. Take it in the morning or with lunch. Avoid coffee or tea immediately before or after taking it, as they can interfere with how well it's absorbed. Can you get enough from food alone? Technically, yes. But in reality, it's tough. Here's what's in common foods. 3 oz of beef. Liver, about 70 mcg, not exactly everyone's favorite. 3 ounces of salmon, approximately 4.5 mcg. 1 large egg, just 0.5 mcg. 1 cup of milk. Around 1 meat. You'd need to eat a lot of these foods daily to get your recommended dose, especially if your absorption is already poor. That's why most older adults benefit from a supplement. Is it safe? B12 is water-soluble, which means any extra gets flushed out through urine. Even at high doses, it's extremely safe for healthy individuals. However, if you are on blood thinners, have chronic kidney issues, or are taking medications that affect blood levels, talk to your doctor first. Just to be safe, Real-life impact: once seniors restore their B12 levels, they often report feeling steadier when walking, regaining feeling in their feet, stronger legs, fewer stumbles or trips, better sleep. Once nerve pain subsides, one person said it felt like turning the lights back on in their lower body. Another finally stopped needing help getting out of bed. Remember, B12 is not just a memory vitamin, it's a movement vitamin. It reconnects your body and brain, giving you better control, better posture, and the confidence to move freely. So, if you've been feeling off balance, unsteady, or unusually tired, it might not just be getting older. It might be your nerves crying out for help. And now, we've covered D3 and B12, but there's still one last piece of the puzzle that brings all this together, and that's vitamin B1, or thiamine. Alright, we've already talked about how vitamin D3 wakes up your muscles, and how vitamin B12 keeps your nerves and legs in sync. But there's one more essential vitamin we haven't covered, yet one that doesn't get as much attention, but plays a massive role in how energetic and light your legs feel. That vitamin is vitamin B1, also known as thiamine, or as I like to call it, the ignition switch for your muscles. If D3 turns the lights back on, and B12 plugs in the wiring, B1 is the fuel that keeps the engine running. Without enough thiamine, your body simply doesn't have the energy it needs to move properly, even if your nerves and muscles are healthy. Let's break down why B1 is so important, how it powers your legs, and how to tell if you're low on it. What is vitamin B1, thiamine, and why is it so important? Vitamin B1 is essential for energy metabolism. That means it helps your body turn carbohydrates from food into ATP, the form of energy your cells actually use. Every single movement, whether it's standing up, walking, or even taking a deep breath, requires ATP. And your leg muscles, being some of the largest in the body, need a whole lot of it. Without enough B1, your muscles don't get the energy they need to contract, support your weight, or recover after movement. The result? You feel tired, heavy, and sluggish, even after doing something simple. Signs of a vitamin B1 deficiency: many people over 60 experience low B1 levels and don't even know it. Here are some of the common symptoms. Legs feel unusually tired or weak after light activity, a dragging or heavy feeling when walking, muscle cramps, especially in the calves or feet, lightheadedness or dizziness when standing up, getting winded easily when climbing stairs, loss of appetite or general fatigue, trouble focusing or mild depression. Some even describe it as not feeling like themselves anymore physically or mentally. These symptoms are classic indicators of low thiamine, but they're often blamed on age, lack of sleep, or stress. In truth, your muscles might just be out of gas. Why seniors often lack B1. So what causes low thiamine in older adults? Several things. 1. Poor absorption. Just like with other vitamins, our ability to absorb B1 from food drops with age. 2. Medications. Common drugs for heart problems or high blood pressure, specifically diuretics like furosemide, can flush thiamine out of the body through urine. So can metformin and some antibiotics. 3. Alcohol consumption. Even light drinking can interfere with thiamine absorption. This includes beer, wine, or spirits. 4. Processed diets. Many processed foods have been stripped of thiamine. If you're not eating a lot of whole grains, legumes, or lean proteins, you might not be getting enough. What the research says: a 2021 study by researchers at Tokyo University examined over 300 adults aged 65 and up. They found that over 30% had low thiamine levels, and these participants also had significantly weaker legs, reduced walking speed, more complaints of chronic fatigue after just a few days of B1 supplementation. Most saw improved energy levels, less muscle heaviness, better endurance on stairs and long walks. In another study from the journal Neurological Sciences, patients with leg fatigue were given 100 milligrams of thiamine daily. After just 1 week, 82% reported feeling more energetic, 68% had less leg heaviness and pain. There were zero adverse effects clearly. When B1 levels are restored, people don't just feel better, they move better. How B1 fuels your legs. Let's get technical for a second. Your body uses something called the Krebs cycle to produce energy. Think of it like your internal power plant. Vitamin B1 plays a key role in this process, helping your muscle cells make ATP quickly and efficiently. When thiamine is low, your body can't generate enough fuel. That's why your legs feel heavy, tired, or unresponsive even after short walks or light exercise. B1 also helps speed up muscle recovery after exertion, improve blood flow and oxygen delivery, enhance coordination through better nerve function. So, yeah, B1 may not be flashy, but it's absolutely essential if you want to move freely and confidently every day. How much B1 should you take? The basic daily requirement is 1.2 milligrams day for men, 1.1 milligrams per day for women. However, for therapeutic use in seniors, especially those experiencing fatigue, cramps, or coordination issues, doctors often recommend 50 to 100 milligrams per day. This higher dose is safe and has been shown to improve symptoms quickly. When and how to take it. The best time to take thiamine is in the morning, ideally with a meal that includes some healthy fats or proteins. Avoid pairing it with coffee, black tea, or alcohol, as they can interfere with absorption. Like B12, B1 is water-soluble, so any excess is simply flushed out through your urine. That makes it one of the safest vitamins to supplement. Can you get enough B1 from food? Yes, but it's not always easy, especially if you're not eating whole, unprocessed foods regularly. Good sources of B1 include brown rice and oats, legumes like lentils and black beans, sunflower seeds, pork and organ meats. But here's the catch. Most seniors don't eat enough of these foods daily. And some medications or health issues block absorption anyway. So while a balanced diet can help, a supplement is often the simpler and more reliable way to ensure your muscles are properly fueled. Who should consider a B1 supplement? You should think seriously about thiamine if you have type 2 diabetes, take diuretics, metformin, or acid-reducing drugs, feel leg fatigue even with minimal activity, have unexplained loss of appetite or weight, consume alcohol more than once or twice a week, have recently experienced low mood or energy dips. If any of these apply to you, adding B1 to your routine could make a noticeable difference in just a few days. Real results from real people. Plenty of older adults who've added thiamine to their regimen report feeling like their legs are lighter when walking, climbing stairs without stopping halfway, regaining motivation to go for walks again, needing less rest between activities. One 72-year-old woman said, "I thought I was just tired all the time from getting old, but it turns out my body just needed a little help." Within 3 days of taking B1, I felt like someone flipped the energy switch back on. Final thoughts. Vitamin B1 might not be the celebrity of the supplement world like D3 or B12, but it's often the missing link for seniors who feel weighed down, tired, or disconnected from their legs. It powers your muscles. It restores your energy, and it gives you back that bounce in your step. So if you're feeling slower than you used to, don't ignore it. Sometimes the biggest difference comes from the simplest nutrients. Now that we've broken down what vitamin D3, vitamin B12, and vitamin B1, thiamine, do for your body, it's time to put them together into a simple, effective plan that works with your daily routine. Because when it comes to supplements, timing and simplicity are everything. When to take each vitamin. Here's the best way to schedule your vitamins so they work with your body, not against it. Vitamin D3. Take in the morning. Best time, right after breakfast. Why? D3 is fat-soluble, which means it needs fat to be absorbed well. Breakfast is a bonus tip. Take vitamin B12. Take midday or early afternoon. Best time, around lunch or early afternoon. Why? B12 promotes alertness and energy. Taking it too late in the day may make it harder to fall asleep. Plus, absorption improves when you're not drinking coffee or tea at the same time. How to take? Use sublingual tablets, under the tongue, lozenges or sprays for better absorption, especially if you have digestive issues. Vitamin B1, thiamine. Take in the morning. Best time with breakfast. Why? B1 is water-soluble and kicks off your body's energy production for the day. Taking it early helps power your metabolism and muscles. Avoid with coffee, tea, or alcohol. These may interfere with absorption. Example: daily routine. Here's a simple, realistic vitamin routine you can follow. Breakfast: 1 boiled egg, small bowl of Greek yogurt with some oats or fruit. 1 vitamin D3 capsule, 800 to 1000 IU. 1 vitamin B1 tablet, 50 to 100 milligrams. Lunch: grilled salmon or tofu, steamed vegetables or brown rice. 1 vitamin B12 lozenge or tablet, 500 to 1000 mcg. This combination gives your body the right nutrients at the right times and supports everything from nerve signals to energy and muscle strength. What about multivitamins? If you're currently taking a multivitamin, that's a great start, but check the label carefully. Many senior-focused formulas underdose important vitamins like D3, B1, and B12 combine water-soluble and fat-soluble nutrients in a way that reduces effectiveness. If you stick with a multivitamin, take it with food, never on an empty stomach. Preferably with breakfast or lunch. Make sure it has at least 800 IU of vitamin D3, 500 mcg of vitamin B12, methylcobalamin, 1.1 to 1.2 milligrams of vitamin B1 or higher if recommended, but be aware, for therapeutic purposes, single supplements may be more effective than general multivitamins. Safety tips and vitamin C. Use like any tool. Vitamins are incredibly helpful, but only when used correctly. Especially if you're over 60. These tips can help you avoid common mistakes. 1. Don't overdose. Just because it's natural doesn't mean it's safe in large amounts. Taking double or triple the recommended amount won't speed up results and could be harmful. For example, too much D3, over 4000 IU per day, without medical supervision may raise calcium levels dangerously high, leading to kidney stones, constipation, nausea, or even confusion. 2. Watch for liver or kidney conditions. Your liver and kidneys process and remove extra vitamins. If you have chronic kidney disease, fatty liver, or other conditions, even normal doses may build up in your system and cause side effects. Always talk to your doctor before starting any fat-soluble vitamins like D3.3. Be aware of side effects. Large, prolonged doses of vitamin B6, often included in B complexes, can cause tingling or numbness in hands and feet over time. Too much vitamin D3 may cause headaches, cramps, or reduced appetite. Pay attention to small changes in your body, especially if they appear after starting a new vitamin. 4. Get blood work done. A simple blood test every 6 to 12 months can help track vitamin D levels, vitamin B12 levels, calcium. If you're supplementing D3, this keeps you safely in the effective range, not too little, not too much. The power of 3. Final REV. Let's take a quick look at what we've learned. Vitamin primary. Benefit when to take. D3 strengthens bones, activates muscles morning with breakfast. B12 boosts balance, nerve function and coordination midday with lunch. B1 bone fuels muscles, supports energy, reduces fatigue morning with breakfast. These 3 form a powerhouse combination. When taken consistently and at the right times, they can dramatically improve your balance and coordination, leg strength and stamina, confidence in walking, standing, and staying active, and, best of all, it doesn't require hardcore workouts or expensive treatments. Just a smart routine, based on real research and real results. It's not just age, and it is not too late if your legs have felt heavy, unsteady, weak, or just off lately. It's not your imagination. And, more importantly, it's not permanent. Vitamin D3 strengthens the framework and prevents muscle breakdown. Vitamin B12 restores the nerve-muscle connection and reduces the risk of falls. Vitamin B1 gives your body the fuel to move with energy and ease. Together, they give you back the strength, confidence, and independence to live fully on your own terms. Take action today. Here's the truth. Nothing changes until you do. You don't have to overhaul your whole life. Just start with one small step. Talk to your doctor, pick up a quality vitamin, try the morning routine we laid out. Pay attention to how you feel after a few days, and most importantly, share your story. Have you tried any of these vitamins? Did you notice a change in your energy or strength? What's worked for you? Leave a comment below. Your experience might help someone else take their first step too. Thanks for watching and staying with me through this deep dive. Look after your body, fuel your legs, and keep going one powerful stride at a time.